Oh, why do I let my blood boil over some of this shit? Chris Russo, the Mad Dog, goes on First Take, spouts a whole bunch of bullshit about Robert Saleh and the New York Jets. Got me all sorts of fired up. My blood's boiling. Let's listen to the clip and break it down.
Aren't you guys a little tired of the Jets?
No.
Oh, my God.
Well,
they haven't won anything in 100 years, and they got to go through us. I wouldn't trade anybody in this locker room for anybody else. I'm tired of people telling us we play hard.
Stop it.
Let's go throw Sean Payton under the bus for the 9 million time about Nathaniel Hackett. Enough of that. Oh, come on. The Jets are going to make me hate him before we get to Monday night. Here's the point about the Jets. Can you do it on the field before we got to hear from you all summer long about how great you're going to be? How about winning some games? All right? Saleh's defense against Kansas City imploded in the last 9 minutes of the game. That's a fact. The 2 years that he's been here with the Jets, they haven't done anything. I mean, I know he's coming to New York City to see Ranger Knick games, and has had MSG officials hold the umbrella when they open up the door so it doesn't get wet. Have you know those famous stories?
Yeah.
So I like to see the Jets go out there with a tough schedule, little under the radar, and go out there and let their play do the talking.
Yeah.
The Jets have spent all summer telling us how great they're going to be.
This dude's got the balls to go on like the most popular morning talk show, football, polarizing fucking show, talking about the Jets. He knows the topics before he goes on there, and he's I'm tired of talking about the Jets. All we hear about them is they're so good and they haven't beaten anyone yet. We'll play on the field and all that bullshit. Well, guess what? The Jets didn't want fucking Hard Knocks. They've actively fought against it. Heck, the Jets weren't about the media side of things. They didn't want the dramatization or whatever. They didn't even show the guys getting cut. They only showed dudes making the team. Talking about the Jets in such a way is just fucking old man yelling at clouds. This guy is a fucking clown show. I'm sorry, it gets me all sorts of fired up hearing this, and I know that's the point. He puts out these bullshit quotes so he hits all over the internet and everyone's talking about him. He's got schmucks like me yelling at the top of my lungs in my office at a camera. At the risk of sounding like the I don't even know who you are guy, like I'm the Jihad Ward in this situation, I don't care. Dude, the Jets have not been preaching at the top of their lungs. Like, sure, there's some confidence coming from the players, but Robert Saleh says, if you don't have confidence, you probably have already lost. You need to be able to self-motivate. You don't need to go and the Jets aren't claiming they've won the Super Bowl or anything like that. Heck, just in the last episode of Hard Knocks, the moment that Mad Dog is quoting in this clip is just seconds after the clip of Robert Saleh talking about how the Jets are just at base camp. They haven't even done the whole journey to climb Mount Everest yet. They're just at base camp, and the rest of the journey takes 2 months to climb Mount Everest. So what the fuck is this guy talking about when he says the Jets are the ones pushing this media, this whole narrative that they're great and that, we're going to beat everyone. Sure, the Jet fans have confidence, but this is the national media that's been talking about. They haven't had anything to talk about all offseason. The Jets wind up getting Hard Knocks. They look legit. Quinnen Williams, I mean, heck, the last 2 years, that's one of the things he's ripping on Saleh for. Oh, he hasn't done anything the last 2 years. You had worse than 32nd ranked quarterback play. Heck, the Jets had we went through 3 quarterbacks, 3.5 if you count Strevler, legitimately last year. And we were within striking distance of the AFC East title at one point. And then the wheels came off. But that wasn't the defense's fault. That was pure incompetency at quarterback. Not to mention our offensive line was in shambles. And now the Jets actually have a healthy offensive line. We've got a stud quarterback, and we're getting our best players back in AVT and Breece Hall, not to mention adding Dalvin Cook. You damn right we have some fucking confidence. Oh, man, I hope we go out and just fucking put a drill job on Buffalo in the worst way. I am so sick. I do not want to hear any of these media types start chirping if there's a loss week 1. I really don't want to deal with it. Super frustrating. Not to mention, he brings up this weird fucking point about Kansas City and how Robert Saleh's defense gave up in the last 9 minutes against the Kansas City Chiefs. First off, the Jets have not played Kansas City while Robert Saleh was the head coach. He's talking about the fucking Super Bowl with one of the best quarterbacks that we've seen come into the NFL, and he was able to win. Okay, I get it. If you're going to be upset at our head coach's defense for one thing, a really good, historically great quarterback is fine. That's okay. And it's not even our fucking players. This gets me all sorts of fired up. I want to talk about the little clip from Robert Saleh. This was what got me fired up. This is the part that they did not show on First Take and didn't clip with the Mad Dog thing. This is what Robert Saleh had to say about our team.
All right, Mount Everest. We've all heard of Mount Everest. It's the world's most famous mountain, tallest mountain on Earth. First summited in 1953. Since then, over 6,800 people have tried to climb this mountain. 310 have died along the way. There's still 200 people missing. All right. The climb starts 45 miles away from base camp. It takes from there 2 months to climb Mount Everest. All kinds of hazards as you go up this thing. Weather, altitude, avalanches. It's a shit show. What's the point, man? What's the point? Obviously, we're on a similar journey. Guys, OTAs, training camp, all the good stuff that's been happening to us over the last 6 or 7 months, guys, we just got to base camp, man. That's all we've done. We've just got to base camp. This journey, this climb is about to get hard as fuck. It is, and that's the reality of it. There's gonna be a ton of adversity along the way. And the Crows, like we've talked about, they're gonna come pecking. They're all talking about how we got to go through this team and this division and this conference and that quarterback. Well, fuck, they got to deal with us too. All the way across the board, I'll take everybody in this room over anybody in football. One of the biggest pet peeves I have as a coach is when you're on a team that's not doing very well and the opposing coach, whose team is doing well, walks up to you at the 50-yard line and says, man, you guys play hard. Fuck you. I don't want to fucking play hard. I want to fuck you up. That's the mindset. No one's talking about how we play hard anymore. They're fucking hating. And that's exactly what you fucking want.
How can you listen to that speech and think that Robert Saleh is totally out of his mind? He's literally saying you are at base camp. You have, this is the easiest part that you've gone through. You have to go through the hard part right now of actually climbing Mount Everest. Ugh, this guy gets me all sorts of fired up. Mad Dog, old man yelling at clouds. That's right. This guy doesn't have any idea what he's talking about, and he's literally doing it just for fucking clicks. Boys and girls, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. I want to hear what you have to say about Mad Dog's comments. Is he right? Is he wrong? Does he just want to stir up a bunch of shit? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, go Jets.
Jets!